Let's talk about 0 and negative powers. Now I can tell you straight away that anything to the power of 0 is 1. Let's see why this is so. For example, if you have 3 to the power of 1, you know that this is equals to 3. If you have 3 to the power of 2, this is 3 times 3, which is 9. We carry this on, 3 to the power of 3, it will be 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. So what is 3 to the power of 0? Now you can see a pattern here. Each of these levels is divided by 3. So there is one less 3. 3 to the power of 2 is 3 to the power of 3 divided by 3. So 27 divided by 3 is 9. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. So you can do this for any number, and any number to the power of 0 will be 1. Now let's carry this on, and what happens when you divide by 3 again? So you will have 1 divided by 3. This will give you 1/3. Now we carry this on, 3 to the power of negative 2. It will be 1 divided by 3 divided by 3 again. You will have 1 over 9, which is also equals to 1 over 3 squared. And again, 3 to the power of negative 3 will be 1 divided by 3 divided by 3 divided by 3 is equals to 1 over 27, which is 1 over 3 to the power of 3. So you can see a pattern here. Any number to the power of 0 is 1. That's the first rule. The second rule is any number to the power of a negative number will be 1 over x to the power of that number. So let's see if this works for negative numbers. So let's start off again with negative 3 to the power of 3. This is negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. This is negative 27. Negative 3 to the power of 2 will be negative 3 times negative 3. This is 9. Negative 3 to the power of 1 is equals to negative 3. Negative 3 to the power of 0 is equals to 1, because this number divided by negative 3 will give you 1. Every single level or every single row, you are dividing by negative 3. So negative 27 divided by negative 3 will give you 9. 9 divided by negative 3 will give you negative 3. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 again will give you 1. And negative 3 to the power of minus 1 will be 1 divided by negative 3 will give you 1 over negative 3. And negative 3 to the power of negative 2 will be 1 over negative 3 divided by negative 3 again. And this will give you 1 over 9, which is also equals to 1 over negative 3 squared. So as you can see, this works for negative numbers. So x can be positive numbers or negative numbers. So let me rewrite the rule over here. X to the power of 0 is equals to 1. X can be any number. X to the power of negative a is equals to 1 over x to the power of a. This works for every number except for when x is equals to 0. So x cannot be equals to 0. Why? Because when x is equals to 0, you get into a situation where you will have to divide by x. We don't want to divide by 0. So you can make use of this rule, and remember that this applies for all values of x except when x is equals to 0. Okay, before we carry on, let's talk a bit about this. X to the power of negative a is equals to 1 over x to the power of a. This also means that when you have 1 over x to the power of negative a, you will have 1 divided by x to the power of negative a. And since x to the power of negative a is equals to 1 over x to the power of a, I can rewrite this as 1 times x to the power of a over 1, which is equals to x to the power of a. So here's a quick hack for you. When you have a negative sign, you can move down to the denominator. So x to the power of negative a, you can shift it down. And when you have a negative power at the denominator, you can shift it up. So x to the power of negative a over 1 is equals to 1 over x to the power of a. And x to the power of a over 1 is also equals to 1 over x to the power of negative a. So you can swap. So this is a quick hack for you. Let's make use of this to solve an example question. Now what is this equals to? So the first step is to write 5 times 1 because x to the power of 0 is 1. So I'm going to write 5. Something divided by something is the same as putting everything that is divided by at the denominator. So 3x to the power of negative 4 because there is a negative 2 and the 2 here combines. So I made use of two rules. I made use of this rule, x to the power of 0 is 1. And I also make use of this rule, x to the power of m, the power of n is equals to x m times n. I also make use of this rule, m divided by n is equals to m over n. So these three things in one step. So we press on. Remember on the previous slide, I said that when you have a negative power, you can shift it. So you don't want to see negative powers. So we shift it up, it becomes x to the power of 4. So for this, I'm making use of this rule here, x to the power of, rather 1 over x to the power of negative a is equals to x to the power of a. And that's it, that's my answer.